it's Sharon. Today I'm going to show you how to make a freestanding photo frame. Just going to put that up so you can see. I'm going to move this down. There you go. So I'll pop this to the side. What you're going to need is a piece of coloured card, some recycled card for the backing, a pencil, a ruler, some scissors. I suggest as well that you have a smaller sharp pair of scissors for the fiddly bits, and some glue. Right, so we're going to start. So first, I'd take a photograph of your choice. I'd get the piece of paper the piece of card that you've chosen, and you need to draw round the photo. Now I've measured in one width of the ruler round the edge, and I've drawn along a thin line straight down the card. I've then done the same. I've done a width of the ruler across the top of the card. So essentially you have this piece marked out. So line down, ruler's width, line across, ruler's width, and then you will need to put on the photo that you're going to use. You need to then draw a ruler's width below and a ruler's width up the side. That might sound a bit complicated, but it's not. So in the centre you've got where your photo is going to be. Now this bit here isn't going to be used. We need to cut that off, and we need to cut across the bottom. So we've just got the size of the frame, like so. Now here's one I've already marked out. Now when you've cut this piece out, you will have like two frames. So you'll have the inner frame and the outer, and the picture in the middle. So then you need to draw around the picture in the middle. You need to make an outer frame. Now that is 1 centimetre wide all the way around. Then I've drawn corner to corner on the inside, and I've cut one piece out so you can see you need to cut the centre out. So I'm going to start doing that. So you cut out the centre, and it looks like that. Now all the bits that you cut out, save them, because they do come in later on for decorating. So then you'll need the piece of card that you've got. You need to draw around the frame and make it the size of the outside of the frame, like so. Now I've got one that I cut out earlier to make it a little bit easier for us, a little bit quicker, because it does take time. So there is the outer of the frame. If you pop them together, they should, all being well, make the photo frame shape. Now we need to stick that together. Now I can see that there's one part here that it's not quite meeting up, so I'm just going to turn this round to see if I can do it. That's better, and that works much better. So I'm going to put a little star in the corner there, so I know that that's the part I want at the front and the bottom, my right corner. So my bottom right, we want it there. And I'm going to do the same on the actual piece that I've cut, as you can see. That's perfect. I'm going to pop that to the side. Now with the sides of the box, you will need to cut out a couple of little cardboard panels. One to go there, one to go down that side, and one across the bottom. Oops. quite sure what I've dropped, but I'm sure we'll find it. So I'm using the glue gun today. As always, make sure you've got a surface that you can put it on that it's not going to drip everywhere, and that when you only turn it on when you need it, and as soon as you're finished with it, you turn it off. Pop those scissors there. Using the card, so I'm just going to mark out where it's going to be. So I'll just show you where to place them. I'm going to pop that up there, and across the bottom I'm going to put that, so it should look like that when it's glued. Just going to let this glue stick warm up a moment. This glue gun. I've got a lovely picture to put in here. I'll put that at the side so it's ready when we need it. Now, as I was cutting out, I cut slightly across. Don't worry about that, because when we do the decorating, it will cover it up. Oh, there we go. See what I've dropped. Now, if you've got some acetate, it's quite nice because you can make yourself a little window in your frame. But if you haven't, that's not a problem. You don't need it. I'm going to see if this warmed up enough for us to use. Oh, that's perfect. So we use the first strip, and we're just going to... Normal glue is fine. So if you don't have a glue gun, don't worry. You don't need to rush out and buy one. I'm just using this because it's a little bit quicker. I don't have a lot of time to show you it all completely done, so I'm doing it the quickest way. So we're going to put that near the edge, and that's the first one glued down, the first extra piece. Doesn't need to be too thick. Now we're going to do the same again with this piece. So just going to do some swirly patterns with the glue. And we're just going to turn that over slightly in from the edge, and we're going to add that. That makes a nice slot for the photo to go in. And the final piece, oops, just needs sticking on too. Remember, if you're using the normal glue, you can spread it nice and even. And we're just going to put that across the bottom. Make sure that it's not lopsided, or you'll have a lopsided photograph. There we go. So that's all of the pieces, all of the 3 pieces are now on to create the bit between the photo and the outer frame. And I'm going to get this. And now I'm going to glue on those little panels that I've put on. I'm going to put some glue down each one. Now this can be a bit difficult, it can take time, but don't worry, it's fine. Got lots of time to do it. That's the first one. So I'm just going to make sure this one's placed on correctly. So we're not gluing on all 3 sides at the moment. Just gluing on the bottom and one of the sides. Oh, that's perfect. Don't worry if there's any little bits of straggly glue from the glue gun, just wipe that off. So now, the piece that we didn't do, we're just going to put some glue down the side and attach it securely. I'm going to pop in another glue stick ready to go. using them quite quickly. Oops. Put a little bit of pressure on there, and there you have your outer frame. So there's still a few things to do before it's ready, but you could actually keep it like that. It's perfectly fine, and pop your photo in and it's great. So I've cut a piece of card. It's, how wide is it? Whoops. It's about 2.5 inches wide and just over 6 inches long, and then I've put a little bend in the top. Oops, I'm just looking at the one I did earlier just to make sure I'm getting it the right way round. So you'll need to pop on some glue on this bit. Make sure just before you do it that you measure it up, pop it in the middle and make sure that it meets the bottom. Now we're just going to get some glue and we're going to put it across there. Put the glue stick in. Oops. That's it. And we're just going to press it down. Nicely in the centre. Press that over. And now we're just going to test it and see if it works. There we go. So that stands up perfectly. That's fantastic. So now we're going to decorate it. I'm going to decorate that frame.
Sorry, I interrupted.
Sorry about that little interruption. So your outer frame's ready. Now we've got little bits of glue on them, just tidying it up. Now if you are lucky enough to have a piece of the acetate, you need to put your photo round it, just draw around it and then just cut it out to size. Now I'm going to pop the photo in. This is a picture of my daughter and my grandson. It's got its little window. There we go. You have a beautiful picture. So the decoration, because it looks a bit plain and as lovely as it is and as gorgeous as it is with my daughter and grandson in it, just needs a little bit of something else. So the card that you had left over is perfect to use to do the hearts. You can put anything on you like, but I thought hearts would look good. So I've cut out a small template and I've done 3 different sizes. So I've got a large one, a tiny one and obviously a middle-sized one. So we're going to use this, we're going to decide how we're going to have it. We're going to draw around the hearts. Oops. And now they need to be cut out. So if you need to use the smaller scissors, that's good because they're not massive and they're good for fiddly bits. I actually prefer the weight of the larger scissors. I think it's easier for me. You can always go around them with the smaller scissors once we've cut the basic shape out. Remember to bag up all your mess. But some of it may come in for future projects, so you know, if you've got quite decent sizes of card left, keep hold of it. So there's one of the hearts. I'm just going to use the scissors on it now just to get a more defined shape. neaten it up a little bit. So that's the medium-sized heart. I'm going to go back to the bigger scissors, just going to chop across there. Cut out this shape. This is the smallest, so it's a little bit more fiddly than the others, but you don't have to do that. You could actually do circles, you could cut flower shapes out, any shape you want really. I just thought hearts would look nice. Oops, almost done. Problem is I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I'm trying to get it exact, but it doesn't have to be exact. There's the central heart, and we're doing the final one. So when you've cut out the hearts, you'll need to cut a small disc of paper out to go between each one. So you'll need 3. I'll show you exactly what I mean in a moment. So I've cut the final one out. This is almost done. Going to use those smaller ones again to get into the middle. There, very nearly done. So you don't need to rush, just take your time. I tend to always seem as if I do them really quick, but I get lots of things ready in advance so that I can show you and it's not taking me too long. But it really does take a while. That can go into the rubbish bag. I don't think I can. Oh, I can use those again, and I'll show you why in a moment. So that's just to go into the rubbish. Put that to the side. So we now have 3 hearts. There we go, and the little one. And we're going to cut out. Keep those templates because they'll come in again. So with a piece of card that you don't really need, just cut out 3 circles. Now we need them probably varying in size. Doesn't really matter, it's just to put between the hearts. Oops, that's the second one, and the final one. There we go. Right, so we're going to decide where we want to put the hearts on the picture. Would we like them at the top? Would we like them in the corner? I think we'll put it here because I made a bit of a mark there, so I think that's a perfect place to put it, just to patch it up a little bit. And that's the good thing about decorating it. Anything you do wrong, you won't notice later on. So we're going to put that on there, and we're going to put the large circle on the bottom, and then we're going to glue on the first heart. So centre of the heart, do a gluey circle, just pop that glue gun down, whoops, and pop the heart on. As you can see, that's the first one. Now in the centre of that heart you put another circle. There we go. So it sticks out a little bit, makes it a bit 3D. Then in the centre of that heart, same again, a little bit of glue, attach it to your circle that makes it stick out a little bit. Now we need the final circle putting on. Centre of that heart. Now if you've got some like, I don't know, diamante gems, you could pop one of those in the centre of the last one. Or maybe a sequin or something. Oops, there's a little bit much on there. Going to pop that there. Remember to turn off that glue gun now because you don't need it. Just going to take off that excess glue. Oops. I'm going to stick that final heart onto there. Now you can put lots and lots of hearts on. I'm just going to show you how to do one, but you can make 2 or 3 and put them all over. You could put one in each corner. But there we have. Not sure if you can see it very well. I'm going to move that and I'm going to lift it up. A lovely photo frame. Enjoy making it. Remember, you can decorate it all the way around. You could put beads, you could put paper flowers, anything you want. And there we have 2 gorgeous frames. Thank you for joining me. Let me know how your makes go. I'd love to see your photo frames and what you've done with them. Thank you. Bye.